A warm Pacific greetings or malolele to all of you this morning. I just want to start off by observing all protocol, and since I'm given only 5 minutes, I'll jump straight into it. So, reflecting on today's gathering, I'm supposed to talk about this new era that requires leadership in a time of uncertainty. And I just want to start with the uncertainty and unprecedented times that we live in today. Because we have widening inequality, there are open violent conflicts happening around the world. And right now, there's a tariff war happening, which is a recent phenomenon. There's the advent of AI and its implications on society, both on a social level, on an economic and job opportunity level. It's going to be transformative, but the unknown leaves a lot of uncertainty for many people. And then there's a lack of trust. There's a growing lack of trust on institutions. And these institutions are from a local level right through to the international level. And to think about institutions, I mean the media. There's a lack of distrust in the media and its reliability to provide information. There's a lack of distrust in science. I mean, there's a distrust of science right now, which has implications on policies that relate to climate change and other scientific endeavors. Democracy is under attack. There is a lack of trust in elections and democratic institutions. And all of this creates uncertain times. Multilateral systems like the United Nations, regional organizations, multilateral banks are on the distrust list. And it goes on because what that equates to is this rise in protectionism, in xenophobia, in distrust amongst people. And it's upending the global order right now. And all of this leads to denying of climate change, which is the biggest security issue for us small island developing states. Not only is climate change being openly denied, but it's equating to what we call climate injustice. In the words of Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, small island developing states, like Tonga that I come from, are suffering from what we call climate injustice. And that injustice because we contribute less than 0.001% to greenhouse gas emissions. That is the cause of climate change. These external impacts in our islands we see today. Through ocean acidification, through the rising of sea level. I saw a recent study that showed the rise in sea level in the Pacific is disproportionately higher than the rest of the world, than the global average. So we are at the forefront. More extreme weather events. Dry seasons become drier, wet seasons become wetter, hot seasons become hotter, cold becomes colder. Everything's extreme. Nothing's in moderation anymore. The seasons are out of whack. And so with this, we have to approach how to become more resilient in the face of our changing and uncertain times. Whereas the whole of society approach is required for us to tackle a global issue, governments, I won't say any names, are withdrawing from global climate pacts that create targets for us to be able to mitigate the effects of the rising oceans and also the warming of our globe. The approach requires a consensus amongst innovators, amongst government, amongst all sectors of society, our populations, NGOs, foundations, philanthropy, and this is where EarthX is pivotal in this action and in the approach to mitigate against our uncertain times. Whereas governments are required to incentivize the appropriate actions during uncertain times and also reallocate resources to assist those who require assistance. Here at EarthX, we're bringing together small island developing states so that they can collaborate, they can meet innovators, they can meet foundations, they can meet capital to be able to achieve some of our targets. And it's simply to survive. It's to become more resilient in the face of external shocks. And these external shocks, like I said, are of no fault of our own. But we have a disproportionate voice in the global arena. Matt Chanchin mentioned 20% in the United Nations. That's a force to be reckoned with. And I thank those who are giving us the platform to have our voice heard, like our dear friend from EarthX and all the organizers here today. And so I'd just like to conclude my opening remarks by asking you to think about the reason we are here. Make connections, leave an impact, and make collaborations happen. The time for action is now, and there's no other time than today. Thank you.